Finally, the day's here, guys. I get to talk about what I rode when I went down to Wyoming and rode the new 2023 Polaris sleds. Obviously, the 9R is being talked about, the Boost is being talked about, but how sick are the colors? No, for me, it was really hard the last few months to bite my tongue and not tell anybody what I was up to. Even my closest friends are like bugging me, and I'm like, no, can't do it. So here it is, guys. The truth's out. The 9R absolutely rips. It was the sled that they put me on the most in both the 146 and the 155 length. And for me, it took me back to the old days of getting like a factory mod. Like it rips, it spools up fast. There isn't a turbo on it, but the way that the crank rotates is just very instant. 12% more torque than an 850, 7% more horsepower, and it's just truly like an amazing sled to ride in the trees, doing bow ties, doing all the fun stuff. I got yelled at, told I wasn't allowed to jump it because it was the only one in production, and so it kind of got the ball rolling in my head. I'm like, should I go Boost or should I go 9R, or like what are the reasons one way or the other? So here it is. I rode the 9R. It's going to be hands down my personal go-to sled for the year, and the reason being is just how instant it is on and off of the throttle. It doesn't feel like it has any sort of lag at all. That has to do with the crank being like over a pound lighter than what an 850 crank is. Even it's got a light flywheel on there. It's actually lighter than some of the aftermarket flywheel options that are out there. So for me, I feel like that's just going to be the perfect machine. Okay, as you guys can see, I'm just sitting down at the computer now and I'm getting ready to build some sleds. So I'm going to start by clicking Chaos Matrix / 9R is going to be the base. We're going to do that in a 146 and a 155. And then, for my third sled, let's build up a RMK Chaos Matrix / Boost 155. And I'm thinking all black. What do you guys think? So the 9R, it's got a lightweight crank, it's got a lightweight flywheel, it spools up really fast, it's got a really sick like powder coated blue head on there, and it's just like a factory mod right out of the crate. My backup sled or my secondary sled for when it's super deep out, or if I go to Whistler or Revelstoke and I want to go ride big wide open spaces, it's going to be a 155 Chaos Boost. For me, the 55 length all the way across the board in the Chaos and the RMK trim is the perfect length for me. It's playful, it does crazy stuff out in the openings, but also gets the job done in the trees. And my third sled, 146 9R, and I'm already getting so excited because I was one of the ones that I rode the most when I was in Wyoming, and just being on that thing, and it just gave me all sorts of ideas of what's going to be possible on the snowmobiles this year. So if you guys have any more questions, drop them down in the comments section below. Send me a message. I'll be more than happy to answer anything that gets thrown at me, and roll the clips. I had a lot of fun on this one, and we'll see you guys out on the snow.
Is that throttle stick? Because you never let off.